Welcome back, Bunker Labs. We're here today to continue with the All In campaign series. I'm Sabrina Wojtewicz, your host for today, and also the Southwest Regional Executive Director for Bunker Labs, where I lead operations and expansion of our chapters. As a proud Marine Corps veteran spouse, I also champion military spouse initiatives and engagement along with some amazing team members like Liz Marion, who's typically been the digital host and engagement for our community online. The intent of the All In campaign in this interview is to elevate and highlight entrepreneurs in our community, to provide opportunities for virtual engagement and learning, and to let you, our community, know how you can get engaged and collaborate and support your peer entrepreneurs. So go all in to keep moving forward in your business, and especially when we're facing challenges like many are currently. So let's get started. Today I'm joined by Joseph Kopser,
Hello.
an amazing entrepreneur here in Austin. And welcome, Joseph.
Well, thank you, Sabrina. Thanks for putting this all together. And because we're in interesting times, if any of my audio or video or anything goes out, by all means, just let me know. Just like if I were getting ready to go give a pitch and I had food stuck in my teeth, I would expect you to do the same there. So appreciate your help in making sure this works.
Absolutely. Well, jumping in, tell us a little bit about you, Joseph. How did you get involved in Bunker, and what are you working on now?
So how I got involved with Bunker was back in 2014 when this idea was actually still just being discussed by Todd and his co-founders. I heard about the resources that might be available to veterans like myself who are trying to build and grow a company. In fact, I told Todd, this is before they even launched, as soon as you launch, please let me be in it. This is exactly what I've been looking for, because even though there are resources for entrepreneurs, because I needed to be on a much more accelerated time schedule, because I had just come from the military, not the private sector. So I needed to learn the new vocabulary and plug into a new network fast. From there, our company took off. It was a company called Ride Scout. In fact, we have the claim to fame in the Bunker community as being the first company in Bunker that accelerated to a point of actually being acquired, in our case, by Mercedes. And then after that, we created the first Bunker in Texas with you, Jonathan, and Blake Hogan. So very close community with the Bunker. I don't get to do enough anymore as I like to, but any chance I get invited to be a part of something like this, I love paying it forward.
Absolutely. Well, we're super glad to have you here. You've always been a wealth of knowledge and resource and willing to share your resources with the community. So going into that, what should our community keep doing right now?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you keep hustling. Nothing has changed in the category of hustle. Every entrepreneur needs to look at every opportunity, follow up every email, follow up every phone call. Nothing changes about hustle. And that, by the way, is what is going to distinguish you from your peers in the entrepreneurial community, especially the fact that you're a veteran and you've been through much harder situations, either as the veteran or the spouse. And so you've seen rough times. You've seen periods of long separation, or in this case, isolation. So for you personally, this is going to be easier than your peers. So use that as an opportunity to push your business forward. Hustle never changes. Don't miss an opportunity. As I said in an email that I sent out yesterday to the community of folks that I connect with, we were all knocked over. The question is, who gets up first? And I have a feeling veteran-led companies will get up before anybody else does.
That's a really good point, and I don't doubt it either. What should we stop doing?
So what you should stop doing is worrying about why this happened. Stop whining about why this happened. And in general, stop being a part of the past or the negative. I mean, this is unprecedented in terms of the simultaneously impact globally. Everybody's got the same problems. Let me rephrase. Some of us have the advantage of being in a position where we're not impacted by direct layoffs. And that's a very different distinction. Let me just make that clear. And some of us are not impacted from a health standpoint. So I just want to be very clear. I mean, if you have a health condition and you're in a bad spot or you just got laid off, you go ahead and complain for a while. I just want to caveat that. But for the rest of us that are healthy moving forward, you need to stop worrying about or thinking about the past. And for heaven's sakes, in any of your meetings if you refer to the fact of, well, this is the way we used to do it and this is the way we used to have it. Okay, I got it. But all of that has changed. And now victory goes to those who figure out how to move forward most quickly.
This is the new normal, and victory goes to those who figure out how to move forward. I love that.
Yep.
Well, what are some things that we could start doing now?
Well, let's start with the very finite and tactical. Hold on just a second. I ordered this off the internet. This is a stand-up desk. In fact, I've even got, you can't see it here, but a professional microphone because I want to be able to be heard when I'm talking, because you're going to be doing investor meetings. You're still going to be meeting with clients. You need to be as professional as possible. What you can't tell from this I love me wall behind me, that this is a spare bedroom in our house that I just hijacked, pushed everything against the far wall, brought in an art desk that my daughter abandoned in the garage, brought it up, started building a capacity to be able to communicate with my clients, be able to communicate with my business partners, because life goes on, but you, the entrepreneur, need to have the tools to do it. I mean, I just want to give Sabrina props for just how good the video content's coming across. So Sabrina, show them what you're using to be able to make this happen. Show them the
Oh,
teaching.
you're going to show them my cheat.
It's not a cheat. We got to share these. Look at that.
Light on.
She's got a great video going because her face is balanced. Now, I'm actually not in perfect balance because I got a window here and I didn't adjust my light because I did a last minute stand up when I realized how much fun I was going to have in this interview. So I'm standing. But you can also sit when you do professional meetings. But whatever you do, the new thing to start doing is figuring out how to be as masterful as you can communicating through video. And that's everything from, like I say, the new equipment that you need to buy to practicing. I created, here's another cheat. Or it's not even a cheat, it's a TTP. I created a Facebook room or group on Facebook so that I could practice going from Zoom to Facebook Live because I'm a public speaker. Well, guess what? Nobody's sitting in public in groups of 100 and 200 anymore, at least for the next time being. So I got to figure out how to communicate with audiences and not count on it being a large audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Zoom to Facebook Live and Zoom straight to YouTube, but I got to practice. And I don't want to be practicing in front of people that might be discovering it. I mean, I will, but I don't mind, but I don't want to show the mistakes I make. So I created a Facebook group that very few people are in, and we're over in there practicing how to do this. That's what you've got to do as an entrepreneur to get ahead, because, and I'll say this again, we were all knocked over. The question is, who's going to get up first?
That's super smart. And I love that you're being efficient and you're practicing what you need to be perfect at to keep moving your business forward.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I'll never be perfect at it, but if I can get to the 80 to 90% mark, while our peers be all the folks that are out there equally suffering through this. And again, I did distinguish between the various stages of how people are being impacted. But if you're in a position where you're able to get ahead of those that are also healthy like you, just by a hustle and figure out new techniques and stop whining about the past and what you can't control, you're going to be doing very well going forward in the weeks and months and years to come.
Yes. Well, are there any other hacks or resources to share, or did we touch them all in the keep, stop, and start?
Well, that's my favorite things I want to get across. The last thing I want to say, though, is create your routines. Create new routines or define your routines. I just posted on LinkedIn, which everybody here can find at Joseph Kopser on LinkedIn, different ideas for how you can reestablish your routines, whether they be morning rituals, afternoon rituals, evening rituals. Make your routines. And if you are like me, where you've got 2.5 new additions to your family, being 2 of my 3 daughters in college have come back, and they brought a puppy, one of them. So now I'm trying to figure out how to adjust with all these changes. You got to create boundaries. Like in my case, I physically took my computer out of where it was downstairs and brought it here to a spare bedroom. So take care of yourself, create boundaries so that you can be productive. But if you go to my LinkedIn page, I'm posting this stuff once or twice a day because I want to pay it forward for those entrepreneurs that are not in the same spot that I'm in, able to turn around, pull people forward, and figure out how we can get through this difficult time.
Well, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing. And I'm sure you're utilizing these like you said, every day now. What are you currently working on, and how can the Bunker Labs community support you?
Well, the biggest thing that I want to start to do is put myself in a position where I can help as many companies as possible. And the way I want to do that is to be able to create a platform, because as you'll figure out in the early days of building your company, your time is what people are paying for, or your service is what they're paying for, or your product. In other words, it's a one-for-one exchange. The question is how you scale your business. And in the case for me, what I want to do is coach, teach, and mentor larger and larger audiences and have a wider range possible. So the ways I'm working on that, and you've seen it, if any of you all are in my network, you've seen it on LinkedIn. By the way, LinkedIn is where business gets done. Facebook is where you can show photos of friends and family. Twitter is where you can go to complain about politics. But LinkedIn is where business gets done. So if there's anything that the Bunker Network community can do to help me help them, is to engage with me on LinkedIn in my comment sections and in my posts, because not a lot of entrepreneurs know this. In fact, not a lot of people know this. Of all the millions of people, hundreds of millions of people on LinkedIn, only 2% are contributing. 2%.
Wow.
Meaning that for all of us who want to get ahead as either a thought leader or a subject matter expert in our industry, by the way, that's who people are looking to go do business with. So if you've got a company, whether it be a tattoo company, whether it be a cupcake delivery company, or whether it be a Airbnb or a military style transportation service, no matter what it is, get on LinkedIn, engage with me, and we both, rising tides lift all boats, expand our influence so that when other people are saying, I need a military transportation company that delivers cupcakes, and they go and they look for it, they're looking for it on LinkedIn, and they'll find you in your business and service, either because you and I were talking together, posting together, or you created your own community. And that's how, with the work I'm trying to do and coaching and teaching and helping companies, that in turn we can help each other. That's a great question. So thanks for asking, Sabrina.
Yes, of course. Well, you've been so gracious to share your knowledge with the community here in the Bunker Labs Austin chapter through your work with Grayline. Also, I want to point out behind you on the wall there, your book. We'll post that as a resource link with the video. I also have it right here on my bookshelf.
Nice.
So,
And by the way, the subtitle of that book is, the subtitle of that book is Leadership and Strategy in a Changing World. And for a shameless promotion of a book, there's probably not a better time for you to go on Amazon, Catalyst, Kopser, and Brett Boyd and order that book today.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll post the link for that as well. Well, thanks for joining us today, Joseph. It's always really great to have you, and we appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, Sabrina. Thanks for all you do.